So this chilled good overnight now. And I dumped a little flour on each of our, because that's what I'm going to take one chunk. See, it's good and solid now this morning. And you just kind of gently make that into a loaf. I'll show you what I mean by a loaf. Because I like to keep the dough in the fridge when not used. Here, just dip in if you need and just sprinkle some and start. It'll be sticky to a point, but so that when you slice off for each kringle, that's a little bit easier than if it's a fat chunk. I stick this back in the fridge.
All right.
Then, I'm used to Nina's. Just slice off a little chunk. You know, it don't have to be accurate, but you'll get to what's comfortable for you.
Right.
And I usually just roll it once in where there's more flour, and I rub flour into this cloth, so I just
Okay, then you come down here.
just gently kind of spread it out. And I found it's better to stop when it's a little fatter than you want, because you can always stretch it out
Right.
after you put it. Well, let's see
And then how long do you end up? About 6 inches?
how.
5,
Let's
6
see.
inches?
A little bit longer, just a little bit more, depending upon what size you want. It doesn't really matter. And then, like I said, if this is a little fat, I just stretch it out like that. But it's so much easier to handle extra big rather than extra small. Okay. Boy, it's nice and firm. And it's rainy today, so I was kind of wondering. But maybe when we mixed it, this wouldn't have made a difference. I'm glad it cooled off, because the other mornings I get out here, it's hotter than Fort Dodge.
It seemed like it was going to be really hot last night.
That's what I thought, but
And even when I opened up the window in the room out there, oh, it's still pretty muggy.
yeah. But I found there was just not a breeze, but a movement of air from the west window, and that with the fan on low was just about right. And sometimes if you want to experiment, however, the shape, kids used to love it when I'd make their name out in letters.
Ah. Boy, it stretches quick as soon as you pick it up.
Oh, it does. It's just kind of fragile stuff and still, but you know, that's the less flour, the more tender they are. A little harder to handle, but is that water boiling for a reason?
He's dead, so we're gonna
Yeah, okay.
coffee.
And I like to make them like at 400 in just about 5 to 6 minutes. I always test, if I'm not sure, put the spatula under the one closest to you, lift it, and if the bottom is just a light, I like them as little baked as possible. Then I'll just maybe put it in for 10 seconds more, and sometimes I turn the pan because the back of the oven seems to brown the bottoms a little bit. And my oven is old, so that could be the reason. Well, they're got a fat, skinny one. I better lock him over a little more. And sometimes the more shapes you have, the more interesting it is.
Yeah, you see a lot of figure eights.
Oh yeah, I think that was more popular. I think they call this the love knot, when you just flip it over like that.
Uh-huh.
I'll move mine up a little bit.
Ooh, this is a nice puffy one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little big.
Okay, number one going in. And I have to set my timer just because I get thinking about something else and don't remember. So I'll set it for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Now everybody's oven, you know, is different, so you kind of have to experiment with that.
Yeah, mine is terrible. I think our oven is from the early 70s,
Oh, and if
mid 70s maybe.
anybody should have a good oven, you who loves to bake and experiment with all that I'm going to add a little more to both of ours. I'll let you finish out that one. Let go. Thank you. It's real good sticky dough this morning. Sticky but firm.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than sticky and sloppy, which I've had happen. Yeah, background noises. They weren't here the first time.
Yep.
Mixed.
Wait, hey, little rug chewer.
I heard you.
Yeah.
This is one of Grandma Carrie's old measuring cups.
That's great.
It goes back a ways. Okay. And it doesn't hurt.
Do you need the other cookie sheet?
Oh, it's greased. Yeah, there you go. Doesn't hurt to add just a pinch full of flour to your rolling area once in a while.
Yeah, it seems like mine's getting a little dry too. A little sticky.
And it doesn't take much to make all the difference in the world. Well, I believe the shower is over for a while at least. Now this was the end, but I'm not going to add to it because everybody likes a little Kringla once in a while. When kids come,
Yeah.
they just love it if you got a little Kringla along with you. Oh my. We have a new puppy in our house, in case you're wondering that I've stepped on Ryan's toes. He loves that churro. And you tied the knots in it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Get a lot of practice. Dakota went through a bunch of those.
Well, see, I haven't had a puppy for so long. I forget even like how often you should take him out, but about once an hour, I think, is what we've done so far.
Yeah,
And he's done.
it's just a good practice at first, just to
Well, yeah.
get you both into it.
Maybe they aren't even sure. I make an oblong one here because I squeezed an extra one in. Very little thunder with the little shower this time. I heard two rumbles that were worth listening to, and the others was just kind of far off. So maybe we were kind of on the edge of a bigger thunderstorm. I don't know. I don't care. Okay, while you finish that out, I'll make a place to put them. I usually put them back here when I bake them, but we're going to need that space for. You have two phones, Ryan?
Yeah, one's my old one,
Okay.
but I keep all my music and stuff on that one.
Okay.
And I've just been too lazy to transfer all this stuff
Well,
over.
it takes time. From what I've never had, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I've never had to do it, but I hear people saying, a quick fix thing.
Well, this stuff just melts right in your fingers if you're not careful.
Oh, it does. That's why I put it back each time, because it gets a few degrees softer. It's a whole new ballgame. Not a good one. Countertop or tabletop space is always hard to come by.
Those puffy little guys.
Looking nice. And I'll get my favorite spatula.
mean, we had that technical difficulty, and
Yeah.
we didn't get the vanilla captured in the recipe, but
Just so
we got it in there, right?
just so it gets known that they're better with vanilla. I mean, I forgot completely yesterday. We were talking so much. How I check to see that they're about done. I take the end one and lift it a little, and I like it light golden brown. If somebody likes baked longer, to do what you want, and then I let them set just about half a minute, and then put them onto the paper, which is, we're out of counter space, so we're using the tabletop.
Those puffed up a lot.
Yeah. Oh. See that nice color?
Yeah, we'll leave that like that for a second.
Okay,
So I can zoom
and-
in and show the color.
I like to cover them with a cloth right away because that also helps keep them moist.
Nothing's more discouraging than biting into a dry Kringla.
Oh, I know. So I just cover them up, and then by the time the next one is done, you can double stack them if you want to, or go on to another.
Okay.
Made in
I
Hawaii.
don't think you set the timer on these.
Oh, thank you. I don't think I did.
I'll put it at about 4.
Yeah, that should be good. Okay, ready for more dough.
And does it matter if the pan is still considerably hot?
No, just you have to be careful when you put them down, because if it's hot,
Then you could burn yourself.
no,
Oh.
you can't move them once it has touched.
Right, okay.
It just grabs.
Whoops. I didn't mean to take the whole spoon.
Greedy, grabby.
It kind of just stuck.
I know it. Oh, I thought I stepped on him.
No, he's passed out under the table.
He likes that. I suppose those little corners in the table kind of make him feel like he's in a safe place, because he's curled up there many times.
Yeah. He'll have his comfy,
Oh yeah,
his little safety blanket spots.
that's part of this few days. But I couldn't hardly believe that he slept through the night. I was expecting to have to get up. I think I stole your knife.
That's all right. I got yours.
I got you back. Oh yeah, we haven't given it a taste test to see what a difference the vanilla made. What was it, you or Tom that said something vanilla flavored powdered sugar?
I've seen vanilla flavored just sugar.
Okay, well
Or-
that might be. If
And that
this-
would be like your other trick of putting the sprinkles or stuff on them before you bake them.
Oh yeah.
Just a little dusting.
Oh, so you would do that before you bake them?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Well.
Then like you were saying, it would bake in, it would stick.
Oh, yeah. Well, since we don't have any, I guess we won't know how it is before you bake them.
Exactly. It's a good guess.
Yeah. Oh, I know they'll be very edible, and if you haven't tasted them recently with vanilla, you probably wouldn't even notice.
Who knows? This may be
This is going fast.
the way it goes from
Yeah.
now on.
Oh, you probably need some of that, yeah.
Yeah, leave that open.
I did. Probably not as far as you had it. I'll open it more.
That air feels really good when it comes out. But we'll be able to turn the oven off before it starts to really get hot outside. So good timing, Mr. Weatherman. You do,
I forget I was
you do
gonna
as
make.
good a job as you did when you were a little tiny guy.
Oh, sorry.
It's like riding
No.
a bike.
We liked the background, remember?
Maybe.
He went on this real good when he was chewing over there, and Ryan says, brought this, and he started right in on it.
Yeah, he did the same for me. Well, okay.
Every once in a while, I have to put a little flour on my fingers and go over and rub it off.
This is, let's take it in the room.
Smart thinking.
Yeah.
And my oven seems to get, the heat is a little more extreme the longer it's on. I don't know if that's just because it's so old, but sometimes towards the last pan or two, I have to check like you did to see, is it too much heat? When I used to put them under the broiler to get a little color on top, a couple of times I'd forget in the last pan.
You just,
Boy, did they come up, but you know, they were good.
I bet they were delicious,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
It adds a,
it'd be a little
it toasts
scary
it,
to
you know.
count on that because they came up faster than normal. Then I'd have to open the oven door for a little bit just to let it cool down.
Yeah. Well, I used, I remember you always used to put the broiler on and then open the door when you made garlic toast.
Yeah?
So
Yeah.
I started doing that because I just destroyed about 10 loaves of bread trying to make garlic bread,
Yeah, I've done it. I think everybody's
which
done it.
shouldn't be one of those things that's too difficult to master.
No, but it's your mind. If you're like me, your mind wanders to other things, and then you just all of a sudden.
And you
whoops.
want it to be good, right? So it's got a timeout, so it's ready at the end, and it's good and hot and
Yep.
toasty and salty and crispy and
And sometimes it's good and black and
yeah.
ready for the birds. We're about done.
We're ripping right through it.
Yep.
We don't have another.
Yeah, I have
Almost.
another cookie sheet here. Beans were rolling faster. Usually it works out by the time I take one off. But we're doing double time here, so. And I like to grease them just a little bit. I didn't used to, but I find they come off much better when you put a little, whatever.
These got a nice little brown going on the bottom, so I think
Okay.
they're probably ready.
That's good.
Yeah, they just started to toast on the top too. But
Okay.
you said let them sit on here for
Just
a minute.
It just seems to, they come off easier if you don't do it immediately. I'll pile some of those others up so that you have plenty of room. Because if you double,
Oh, here, this one's messed up. We better taste this one.
do. I found if you double up too soon, they're so fresh that they kind of squish down.
Oh, yeah.
Are they not too bad without
Oh,
being
yeah.
on? Let's see, what's your spatula?
Right.
Oh, okay.
I think I might prefer it without vanilla. Now.
Well,
That's really good. Here.
to anybody's.
It's even more subtle and gentle.
You get more of the just the sour cream,
Yeah.
good old what I call
Wow. I like that.
very mild taste. I'll have one with a little more coffee. And my favorite way is cold butter. Just take a little dab of cold butter and put. Oh, some people never like butter on them. And to each his
You know,
own.
if they're super fresh, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're not
they're so
alone.
moist and delicate and wonderful. And butter just seems
To me,
make it wet.
there's a good fat one.
Yeah, that was that first one I did on the last
That's
one.
good.
Like, oh, that's gonna be a bagel.
And here's a mutton Jeff. Here's the other half to that. Okay, we'll just throw that over. Oh yes.
Yeah, let that cool.
Still a little warm.
Let that cool down. Okay, I'll
Okay,
put the
can sit
next.
there while we.
I'll put the next ones in.
Okay, and this is probably warming up faster than we want to. Oh yeah, they taste fine without the.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like present tense.
So, trial and error. Each can, do what you want. They're pretty flexible.
So just to clear. Oh, I got the camera on the wrong thing.
And I'd see the neighbor back out and the mower back fall off the trailer. Like you say, he loaded it back up just like, oh.
Just drove right back up on the thing. I don't even know if he put it in park the second time. Like, how can you not? You do trucking for a living. How
Yeah.
could you not cinch down
Bobby,
your load?
Bobby had his mind on something else. Ruth and Lyle Cheryl got interested in piano lessons. So they saw a piano for sale. And he and his friend took I think it was a pickup truck, went and picked it up. They're almost home, and there's a curve. And whether they didn't slow down enough or it was
Oh,
just
no.
going to happen, over it went in the ditch and smashed in 100 pieces. And hear him tell it, laughing every other word.
It reminds me of, I don't know why, but it reminds me of Elmer's sail car story.
Refresh me.
When he designed that
Oh,
sail
sale
car.
as in sale. I was thinking of selling something, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
he and his brothers, they thought of a lot of things. Of course, you didn't have everything for entertainment.
right.
And it was good. It helps the mind think of things, even though they're not always so smart.
I don't know. The gopher trap was pretty ingenious.
Oh,
The one with a pontoon hooked, or yeah, no, not a pontoon.
I know what you mean.
Harpoon.
Yeah,
The harpoon gun
and I
gopher
mean,
trap.
the weeds flew 30 feet in the air, and a car went by, and we couldn't see Dad
Right.
cutting weeds, and thought, what is going on?
Well, and he had gone off the road because a horse and buggy was coming, right?
Right. So they knew something was happening, but not sure what.
Look at you, just ripped right through it like it wasn't even there.
Yeah. And I love the one where they made a hooked a harness onto a sow and had built a little cart and tapped her on the, and she woke up. Whoa, 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 took off for the pasture, but between the pen and the pasture was a huge mud puddle. And of course they had a footboard to cross for the pigs to cross. Well, she headed for that, and she was this wide and the cart was this way. Got right to it, flipped it upside down. They landed right in the mud puddle. Tra-la-la. And I found when you put the dough bowl in, the sooner you wipe it out, and it got really, since it sets up, it's a little difficult. Like most things. Okay. It'll work out about right.
And space that last one.
And you can make them oblong. I do that.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll make
Just
one funky shape.
Fit 'em in
I'll
there.
try to do a figure eight, see if I can.
Okay. A long skinny egg. That might be two. Might make two. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put two little figure eights because that might be fat enough. It would.
Oh, it's gonna be more of a and percent.
Whatever. Yeah. Who cares what shape they are?
Then this will be a ribbon.
There you go.
That's for cancer victims.
Okay. Boy, you see those ribbons on cars, on
Everything.
bikes, yeah. But it has called attention to it.
A ribbon of every color nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well done. And I use these more than once rather than wash them every time. I take them outside and just beat the stick against them and the flour runs out. So I will take this one out right now.
I don't know what that was, but I was picking it out. So I totally missed that. That was the end of the dough?
That was the end.
Holy
Look how fast
frijoles.
But you know, I'll try to give you one of these old seed corn sacks. Are the very best because they're heavy and they're coarse.
Yeah, that's way better than the cheesecloth stuff I use at
Oh
home.
yeah, and you find that if you, whatever your size of board, if you fasten it a little bit, whether, I don't know how, either that or sometimes put it underneath, then it makes the rolling out a lot easier.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't want to, because naturally the motion is going to make it want to
Right.
flop over. Some roll them right on the counter, but I think they take less flour when it's, should I have left the light on for you?
No, it's okay. It's very,
So-
very
so.
close.
I think after this it calls for a second cup of coffee and a Kringla.
Yes.
I'll get rid of this flour one too. This stayed nice to those grips made it not slide around.
Yeah. That's, you know, for a cheap cutting board, I've gotten a lot of use out of that
Well,
one.
it's the size that I like.
This is our last one.
Yep.
Not the prettiest
Hey,
of trays. but-
character.
Exactly.
Don't burn your legs.
I don't know why I'm so surprised how much they puff up, but I'm surprised how much they puff up.
Yep. And
And
that
that's
was just
it.
a rounded, it calls for just 2 teaspoons of baking powder for the 3 cups of flour, but
And then
I found it
the baking soda and the buttermilk has to have something to do with that
oh,
too,
yeah,
right?
for sure. But I increased the baking powder. I was afraid to increase the baking soda for taste,
Right.
but I like them better puffed up a little more, so that's why I
That's
increased it.
a good trick.
Well, it turned out
But
good.
yeah, just going through the process yesterday of mixing the dough,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I see every problem or every mistake I made was just illustrated right there.
Well, I found with anything, when somebody shows me, and I can ask questions as we go along, it's maybe a minor thing, but it makes a big difference
Just
in
the
end.
order, yeah, the order of
So-
operations makes a huge
That's good.
difference.
Even with, that's real hot. Even with Alice and them helping make lefse, I learned she makes way better than me. I learned that she did a lot more rolling at the edge than I did, and that's why mine are thicker, and you have to soak them.
That's why I love that video so much. It's just watching Alice bite her tongue as we take turns
Oh,
trying to roll this out, and you can see she just wants to show.
Exactly.
Like, no.
and you feel it.
Yeah.
You think, oh, rolling lefse. Boy, the next day you can hurt in the shoulders so much. So it helps if you got somebody there to
Correct your missteps.
well, no, and to help as far as
Yeah.
taking them and laying them, folding them at the right time so that they break apart nice.
I think I'm gonna have the exact amount of battery I needed
Oh.
to do this.
Terrific. Good planning. And this I love, Ryan. Thank you so very much. That's, oh, I see. Is that rubber?
Yeah, it has
No
those little
wonder.
stoppers.
Because if you got something that doesn't want to slide around, that's half of it.
Yep. Well, and even
And
that.
see, that's that much left from the 3 cups. So I don't think
That's
I've ever.
perfect.
I don't
Oh,
think-
so that's still the baking powder
Oh yeah, the mixture.
mixture.
I
Ah.
left it in that, or I put it in a little cup because it was in the paper, and I was afraid somebody would pick up the paper and sort of distribute it all over. Oh. I've been at 9. I said her garbage is under the sink, and I have people do that all the time to it there. But this, I started putting it there, and with my little broom, and it seems to work out. So I'm going to heat some more water. And get a little chunk of hard butter out. Sometimes when I'm baking cookies, and my mouth just waters when I'm working with it because I can't wait to. Anything right out of the oven is pretty much the best.
Yep. The hardest thing for me is when I make a loaf of bread,
Oh.
is waiting for the loaf to cool all the way because
Right.
I just want to tear into it.
I know it, and you
But
know
you
that-
gotta wait 30, 40 minutes for it
You
to
do.
really,
or you smash
settle.
it if you try to cut it.
yeah.
But Mom would bake, like I said, so many loaves a week, and we knew what days we'd get off the school bus. We'd race to the house because she'd always let us eat a loaf right out of the oven,
Yeah.
and the first one there would get the heel, which we all wanted.
Yep.
And Homer was usually the fastest, but he'd say, "Oh, I had it yesterday." You know, he wouldn't hog it all just because he was fastest. It's funny how little memories like that just stick in your head. And my cup is still in the sink, I think. I think some of the worst looking cookie sheets do the best job of baking because it's so easy.
Yeah, you've had, how long have you had these cookie sheets?
Oh, this one since 47.
No way.
Yeah. No, that's like this one. Well,
The big one
is
that's-
in the oven, yeah. Oh yeah.
47?
I don't throw anything away.
Well, I know that.
Tell me something I don't know. And I never soap and wash these. I rinse them off, scrape anything, and then just wipe with a paper towel because that's part of it.
Yeah,
Well, the seasoning.
yeah, seasoned just like a cast iron.
Yep. And it's easier. I go the easy way almost always. Okay.
No sense in overcomplicating.
No. If you're not sure, you can even flip it over because it's both ways.
I would give that another 30 seconds.
And we're done. Mission accomplished.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
doing this.
Thank you. Like I said, I didn't even realize the day you were doing the other one. I was so involved with company. And when I saw it, I laughed. I just couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny.
It's so funny just listening to Ray and Grandpa
Oh, yeah.
handling the grill back and forth,
And then almost, give me that roller pin. That needs tightening.
and next thing you know, Alice is right in front of the camera.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts, is just to see her arms
Well,
akimbo.
she probably didn't realize either.
No, well, how many times has anyone ever asked to film
Yeah.
anyone cooking, you know? All right, I
Did
think
Tom
those
have
are...
this on for a reason, or should we shut it off, or just low maybe?
Oh, I think it can go off now. It's boiling like a bandit.
And he doesn't. This doesn't even have to be boiling. He says. Yeah, that's the second
Alright.
stove top, but they both worked out good. Then I'll shut it off.
Warm.
Smell good when you
So good.
have it right under your nose.
cookie sheet from 1947. That,
You can tell.
how many hundreds of thousands of Kringla have been
Yeah.
baked
Wouldn't it be fun?
on this cookie sheet?
The record. And mostly oatmeal, icebox, sliced oatmeal, and Kringla. That's the kids' favorites.
Yep. Well, the oatmeal cookies are next, so
Okay.
not today, obviously, but
We'll do that next time. And that's so nice because it can freeze the bars,
yeah.
and then as you need them, just slice off a few. Oh, look, satisfied this could be.
And then we have to do meatballs. So
Yes.
icebox cookies and meatballs.
Yep.